Civil structural topics. Today's topic is portal frame, which is fixed at base. Which is fixed at base. There are two types of the problems. One is fixed at base, and another one is fixed at another one is hinged at base. So let us see the problem statement. A single bay fixed portal frame has an effective span of 6.6 meter and effective height of 4 meter. Spacing of portal frame is 4 meter center to center. Consider live load on portal frame is 1.5 kilonewton per meter square, and portal frame is made up of M20 concrete, and here Fe415 steel is used. SPC of soil is taken as 120. So this is the statement of the problem. So here we'll draw the plan of this portal frame, how it looks like. It is basically a single bay portal frame. I'll just show. This is one portal frame, single bay, which is fixed at the base, and here it will continue like this. Okay, so here one more portal frame will come like this. So it just continues here. So in this case, portal frame is spaced at the distance of 4 meters center to center, and then span of this is 6.6. It is given. So here it is, this span is 6.6 meter, and height of this portal frame is 4 meter. Okay, so we'll start up with the first step. Here first step is design of one way continuous slab. So design of one way continuous slab. Here first step in that is L by D equals to 26 into modification factor. So here it is, this formula is taken from IS 456. You can refer IS 456 page number 38. And here L is 4000, that is the spacing of the portal frame, divided by depth equals to 26 into modification factor is taken as 1.25. So depth of that slab you will get around 123 something, 123 mm. So you can just round it off to 125 mm. So this is the depth of the slab. Using 10 mm dia bars with 20 mm cover. So capital D will be 125 is effective depth plus 10 by 2, that is the dia of the bar, divided by 2 plus 20 mm cover, which will give overall depth of the slab 150 mm. So here I'll draw this slab. This is the depth and this is the dia of the bar. Here this will be small d, that is 125, and this is dia of the bar divided by 2. Here it is 10 by 2, and this will be cover. So overall depth D will be taken as effective depth plus 10 by 2 plus 20. So here we have calculated overall depth of the slab as 150 mm. I hope you have understood this one. Next step in this is load calculation. So here we'll calculate a load on the slab. calculation. So here dead load of slab. Dead load of slab is, what is the overall depth? It is 150, so 0.15 into density of the concrete, so which will be 3.75 kilonewton per meter square. Next, floor finish. You can take floor finish as .5 kilonewton per meter square. So total load will be 4.25 kilonewton per meter square. Next, dead load is this 4.25 total load into 1.5. Consider factor of safety, which will be giving 6.38 kilonewton per meter square. Consider it as WG. G stand for dead load. Next, live load is how much? This is 1.5 into 1.5, because 1.5 it is given in the problem. You can see here in the problem statement it is mentioned, that is floor live load of the floor is 1.5, so I need to consider that 1.5 with the factor of safety, so it will be 2.25 kilonewton per meter square, which is WQ. This is about the load calculation. We have calculated dead load and live load. Now we'll move to next step in this. After load calculation, we should move to the bending moment in the slab. So step B is bending moment in the slab. I'll put the heading as bending moment. Here if I draw that portal frames like this, it just goes on like this. Considering this part, if I draw this part, here it will be looking like this, continuous beam. Here slab bending will be like this. So here support, at support bending will be hogging, so we have to have negative bending moment, and here in the span it is sagging, so we have to have positive bending moment. So you have learnt it in the previous semester about this. Let us write the formula on that, which we have taken from IS 456, that is bending moment, that is first one in this, that is span moment. What is the span moment right now? Span moment will be positive moment. So formula for that will be M equals to WGL square divided by 12 plus WQL square divided by 10. Substitute the values which we have calculated previously. WG is the dead load, ultimate dead load. We have calculated it as 6.38. L is this 4 square spacing between these two frames. So 4 meters center to center, it's already given. Here also I can write it as 4 meters center to center. So 6.38 into 4 square divided by 12. Next, WQ is live load, which we have calculated as 2.25 into L square is 4 square divided by 10. So it will give result as 12.10 kilonewton meter. So this is positive moment which is acting in the slab, that is the span moment. So next step is second, it will be support moment. So as you know already, support moment is hogging in nature, and I can tell this as negative moment. So in this, formula will be m equals to minus wg L square divided by 10 minus wq L square divided by 9. Just put down the values. 6.38 is Wg, L is 4 square divided by 10 minus 2.25 into 4 square divided by 9. So answer will be minus 14.2 kilonewton meter. So this is support moment, and one is mid-span moment, which we have calculated earlier. Right now we'll move for next step, that is step C. Step C is for, we'll check for depth. Check for depth of the slab. So earlier we have calculated it as effective depth as 125. Right now, with the help of this movement, whether that depth carries the load or not, we have to check. So mu limiting equals to, so whichever moment is highest, we have to select that. This is 14.2 into 10 raised to 6 Newton mm equals to 0.138. FCK is 20, D is 1000, into D square. So here check the value of this D. If you calculate this, you will be getting 71.73 mm. So earlier we have got a depth as 125, which is less than this. So this depth is enough to carry this moment. That means whatever we have provided earlier is more than the required. So it is safe. Required depth is 71.73, but provided is 125. So it is safe. We can just carry on this depth for the further design. So check for depth is over. Last step in this design of one-way slab is remaining for area of steel. So let's calculate steel for this slab. So we'll write the heading. Area of steel. In that, we'll design it separately, mid-span steel and support steel. In that area of steel, first step is mid-span steel. Mid-span steel, that is positive steel. So for mid-span, we have got mu as 12.1 into 10 raised to 6 equals to 0.87. Fy is 415 into AST. Effective depth is ASTD, that is 125, into bracket 1 minus AST. Fy is 415 divided by BDFCK. B for the slab is 1000, D is 125, FCK is 20. So after calculating this, AST will get as 282 mm square. 282 mm square is the steel required for the mid span. Here I can adopt 10 mm pi bars. Find out the spacing. I'll get around 270 mm center to center. So this is mid span steel. In that, Next one is support steel. Let's calculate support steel, that is negative steel. Support steel moment is 14.2 to 10 raised to 6 equals to same formula 0.87, Fy is 415, AST, D is 125, 1 minus AST 415,000 BD FCK. So just calculate this AST. We get AST as 333.05 mm square. Again provide 10 mm pi bars. Find out the spacing at 230 mm center to center. Just check the value. So this completes the design of one-way slab. So what we have done in the one-way slab, first we have calculated what is the depth required, effective depth required. Next what we have calculated is bending moment at support and at mid span. Then we have check for depth we have done. In that required depth and provided depth we have checked. Depth required is coming lesser than what we have provided, then it is going to be safe. Last step we have calculated for AST for the mid span as well as support span. So this is brief revision of the steps. So in next video I'll be calculating that is next step we are going for, that is analysis of the portal frame in next video. Thank you very much.